So we get underway with our next pre-final. We turn our attention to seniors. Here is your starting grid. After time qualifying yesterday, Sam Bergstein took pole position ahead of Jori Schoens. Devian Rust and Jaden Teen round out row number 2. Mitch Hainert and Julian Klosman round out row number 3. Jort van Wijk and Mika van der Pavat round out row 4 with Wout Kirstens and Luca Thiel rounding out the top 10. Noah Janssen making his senior Rotax debut starts on the inside of row 6. Alongside will be Benjamin van Hees. Kaz Boshuis and Krik Knoren round out row 7 ahead of Enes de Mercaya and Ralph van der Pavert. Felipe Falk and Sim van Vliet round out row 9, completing the top 20. Will be Flynn Fidders and Luca Brima. Bram Plomp, Dylan Hummel, Dominic Scheppers, Max Koster, Jay Zurveld, Wesley Eckhart, Mike Maastricht, Sven Slagmolen, Kevin Navis, Kirill Genza, Martin Herrera, Dante Sima, Gwen Bloxhill, Len Druers and Enzo van den Dickenberg round out the 35 strong. Was due to be 36, but Tommy van der Soys will not take part in the weekend. Unfortunately, has become very ill overnight. And his dad, Martin, popped up into the commentary box this morning just as I was doing my welcome introduction, just saying that he's been ill. He's also not been feeling 100%. So rest well, Tommy. Kirill Genza, I have seen not break the timing beam, so might be starting with possibly in the dummy grid. Of course, Kirill related to Nikita Genza. This year's DD2 champion for B&L Karting Series and Rotax Max Challenge Germany. Third in the grand finals behind Sem Knopfius and the man who, after 11 years, finally became a grand finals champion, Zen Darua. So, had a nice little chat with Sam Bergstein last night whilst we're all having dinner in the Alicante Brasserie here. He said, well, when I had the brakes lock up, which went viral on social media after he posted it, there was air in the brake fluid system. So drivers now will have to get themselves into a semblance of order. And that will mean that Van der Stoys, who actually was second in time qualifying, means that there is a gap on the front row for this race only. So, out of the final corner, lights on the gantry, revs rise, lights are on, lights are out, and Senior Rotax gets underway. Good start by Bergstein. Jori Schoens in second. Third looks to be Jaden Teen. Oh, we've got a yellow flag as one's backwards. Two are off on the grass and rejoin. Coming through turn number 3 as Jaden Teen manages to get through. So does Devian Rost on Jori Schoens. And I think also Mitch Hainert has just gotten through. Yes, there's the TB kart, the 310. He's got through. Bit of bumping and boring behind with the likes of the 366 of Wout Kirstens. You've got Jort van Wijk in there as well. Janssen, who was quite nervous ahead of his debut as a senior Rotax driver this weekend. Felt a little bit better when I spoke to him this morning. So, after the opening lap, Sam Bergstein has a comfortable lead after the opening lap. 1.1 seconds out of the man who's pretty much wrapped up the Senior Rotax title this year, making it his third this year. Jaden Teen, who will add the Chrono Karting Dutch Championship title to the Belgian Max Challenge and also the B&L Karting Series crowns to his tally. Meantime, Mitch Hainert having to battle away with Devian Rost. Now this is a battle for second. Oh, a couple of drivers stumbling. Jort van Wijk being one of them. As gets a touch from behind. There's the triple three from Bouvard. And then they're all squabbling behind him. Oh, dearie me, this could end up a bit messy. Ralph van der Pavert is fourth in that train. He currently sits in around about 13th, 14th position. but it's going to be a bit close for comfort going through into turn 3 here. And the drivers, I think, well, there is Mitch Haynert, who is now ahead of Juri Schoens. Luca Thiel, runner-up in this year's Rotax Max Challenge Germany. Oh, nice little send there. Oh, that was beautifully timed. And then a hop, skip and a jump over the curbing through turn number 8. So that was basically started by Juri Schoens going up the inside. And that was on Mitch Haynert. Luca Thiel found the opening. And then, yes, it was Noah Janssen that got through. I think even Wout Kirstens managed to get through as well. Yes, he did, because Mitch Haynert and Luca Thiel have dropped down to 8th and 9th respectively. Krit Knorren now 10th. As we head into the final 7 minutes, plus an additional lap of this, additional 2 laps of the last pre-final. Drivers trying to use the inside curbing. And into turn 6 onto the Jutterplan, and Jort van Wijk then manages to send it through on Mitch Haynert. Or is that actually? That is, no, that's Felipe Falk, the 378, running under a Dutch license, but also proudly sports the Brazilian flag on his side pods, a bit like Matheus Clever, who's moved up into Minimax for this final round. So a lot of pelotons here. It's a bit like the senior Rotax equivalent of the Dutch Tour de France, if you will. So Dante Sima and Enes de Mikaya are the first casualties. Dylan Hummel has now dropped down to 33rd, having started 23rd on the grid. And there's more positional changes heading into turn number 5 and into 6. So someone being hung out to dry a little bit. I think that was the 307 possibly. Dominic Scheepers. There is Noah Janssen ahead of Mitch Haynert, with Wout Kirstens just behind. So 331 ahead of 310 and 366. That's the battle for P6 on the road at the moment, as Sam Bergstein still has a lead of about a second over Jaden Teen. Devian Rust in third. Julian Klosman fourth, but now has the fastest lap in the pocket. Noah Janssen going defensive on Mitch Haynert, who's trying to get through at turn 3 and into 4. The 310 on the TB car, unable to get through, but is he going to dive through at 6? Yes, he does, but switch back straight away from Janssen, who's got Wout Kirstens bump drafting him, and Wout Kirstens gets through. That opens the door for Mitch Haynert. Luca Thiel tried to get through on Noah Janssen, but there was not enough seconds in that exchange for him to get through. So you've also got Krit Knorren and Benjamin Van Hees just behind. So Van Hees ahead of Knorren. Yellow flags at Marshall post number 7, and that is heading into the final corner. So has someone gone off is the big question. And that looks to be possibly Dominic Scheepers, who I think has just ended up retiring. And the yellow flag at Marshall Post 7 has been retracted. Meantime, Noah Janssen battling away for position, but he's lost out. Benjamin Van Hees has just got past Luca Thiel at turn 9. But at the moment, Sam Bergstein leading the way. And he's only now 6/10 ahead of Jaden Teen. Third is Devian Rost. Fourth is Julian Klosman, who still has the fastest lap of the race so far. The top 4 covered by a second and a half. So 3 1/4 minutes, plus 2 additional laps remaining in the last Senior Rotax pre-final of the season. So at the moment, as things stand, Micromax and Micromax rookie titles still up for grabs. Micromax rookie has pretty much been decided. Minimax, we've gone from 4 competitors down to 2. And then DD2, DD2 Masters, KZ2 Masters, KZ2. There are still those titles to be effectively decided. Sam Bergstein holding on to just over a half-second advantage over Jaden Teen as we now head onto lap number 9. And the leaders making their way through onto the Europolan at turn 6, and then blast their way down at full velocity, heading into turn 7. Oh, right, so a little bit of activity on the inside of turn number 8, as we've got a yellow flag at Marshall Post 3 off of turn 7. So yellow flag there. Then we've got a green flag at Marshall Post 4. So something has gone awry round about turn 7. So the drivers come across the line. Sam Bergstein now leading by only 3/10 ahead of Jaden Teen, and there they are through into 3, now into 4, into 5 they go. So Sam Bergstein said to me last night, I'm hoping to have a good turn of results this time around. He said the last time at Genk, I was at Genk, which would have been the last round of the B&L karting series just over a month ago. He was leading and it all went horribly wrong when there was air in the braking system. He said, but this time we've made sure we've bled the brakes, we've made sure everything's all good to go. And we've just crossed the line with 52 seconds remaining. So that gives us 3 laps remaining. So Jaden Teen, along with Dimitar Lazarov, the only 2 drivers out of 177 here this weekend. I think that one's 7-6 because we did have a Micromax driver that was due to take part in qualifying and did not take part in qualifying. Can't remember the name of the driver. However, Jaden Teen could be a little bit of a surprise in the KZ2 running a little bit later on, where I'll have Joep Breedveld in the booth with me, giving his welcome insight. But the timer is now going to expire. 3, 2, 1, 2 laps remaining. On to lap number 12 out of 13 we go. And Jaden Teen decides this is when he pulls the trigger and gets through on Sam Bergstein. Devian Rost for the Falcon Racing team, now making it 3 at the sharp end. And now is he going to dive through? Yes, he does. Switch back here from Bergstein. Bergstein gets the over-under, gets through back for second, and now that brings Julian Klausmann from SR Solutions into the mix. But it's allowed a little bit of daylight for Jaden Teen, and with that comes breathing room. However, Julian Klausmann's front bumper, I've noticed, looks a little bit, well, looks like it's moving up and down ever so slightly. So whether the clips might be in for the 373, if the bumper's in, last lap of this race. And now Devian Rost goes on attack mode. Sam Bergstein defends quite nicely through turns 1 and into 2, now into 3, now into 4. Klausmann waiting in the wings to see if he can pick up the pieces, if anything transpires. Devian Rost tries to open the door. Bergstein defends. Oh, and that was a bit of a wiggle from the back end of Julian Klausmann as he went on the offensive against Devian Rost, going down the Europolan for the final time. And he's opened the door. Brilliant stuff from the 373 to get through for 3rd place, but the front bumper has seen better days on that kart, and he slides it under braking through into turn 10. Meantime, out of the final corner, Jaden Teen continues his wins in 2024 and picks up the win in the penultimate race of the championship season. Sam Bergstein, 2nd. Julian Klausmann, 3rd. Devin Roos, 4th, ahead of Jori Schoens. Benjamin Van Hees started 13th and ends up 6th after that one. Ahead of Mitch Haynert, Wout Kirstens, Noah Janssen, and Jort van Wyk rounding out the top 10. Luca Thiel, Felipe Falk, Ralph van der Pavet, Krik Knoren, Bram Plomp, Kaz Boshuis, Siem van Vliet, Mark Costa, Luca Prima, Mike Maastricht, Wesley Eckhart, Mika van der Pavet, Flynn Fitters, Jay Zurveld, Kevin Navis, Sven Slagmolen, Dylan Hummel, Kiddo Genze, Gwen Bloxhill, Len Druers, and Enzo van den Dickenberg ran out the 31 finishers. Martin Herrera from Colombia out on lap 7. Dominic Shepherd's lap 5. Dante Sima and Enes Dimnikaya out, with Tommy van der Sooy as a non-starter. However, penalties have come in. 358 has just picked up a 3-second time penalty for unsportsmanlike driving conduct, and Ralph van der Pavet during free practice picked up a 3-second time penalty, which has been put on top of this race for the same infraction. But Jaden Teen wins the penultimate race of the season.